Hey, it's Guard here, and a lot of people will come up with all these big crazy lists of things you need for your RV. Personally, I think there's two very important things to have. Everything else is nice. There's a lot of nice things you can have, fun things you can have, things that make your RV more comfortable or more exciting, but there's two things that you really must have. These are my must-haves in my way of looking at things. The most important thing is an EMS. An EMS is a electrical protection for your RV, because when you plug into a campground pedestal, like a power pedestal, you're never really sure what you're plugging into, but an EMS will protect you. And the way it protects you is because a lot of the campgrounds, the pedestals are old and they're maybe not maintained very well, or they're overloaded because a lot of the new RVs that come in are power hungry RVs, and that affects what you're receiving out of the pedestal. For example, a pedestal, it might have an open ground, it might have reverse polarity, the wires might have been put in wrong years ago, or maybe somebody worked on it and they put it back together and they put it together wrong. So an EMS will protect you against those two things. But most important is the voltage. A lot of the campgrounds, they weren't designed for these big power hungry RVs to come in with two air conditioners, ovens, residential refrigerators, microwaves, water heaters, all sorts of stuff. So the voltage levels, they might drop below what you need to have to run your systems safely. For example, your air conditioner, it needs to have a proper voltage level. If that voltage level drops, it can mess up your compressor, the motors in your compressor and stuff. So an EMS will take that voltage and it looks at the voltage coming in, and it'll sense if it's too low or if it's too high. And if those fall out of that proper range, an EMS will just shut off the power to your coach. So now your coach is just pulled out of the circuit to protect it from that situation. And then, like this one right here, for example, after about 90 seconds or so, it'll start looking at the power, and if the power is at a safe voltage level, it'll reconnect. If it's not, it just won't reconnect. It'll wait until it's proper for it to reconnect. So that's a very important thing to have, because the electronics that we have in the RVs these days, they're very expensive to repair, and this will save you from that possible damage. So that's the number one thing. The number two item that I think is very important is this little simple pressure regulator. You hook this up to the spigot in the campground, and then you hook your hose, your water filter to this to run it to your RV. But this protects your RV against an overpressure of water, because when you think about water pressure, it's like if a campground is designed for, say, 100 RVs, they have to have enough water pressure to give everybody water pressure. So when people are using that water, the pressure drops, and they have to have that capacity there to keep it at a good level. So a lot of times campgrounds, they actually have the pressure higher than you need it to be, so that they have that water available. So that's why this will protect you. But then another weird thing when it comes to water is, like, let's say that there's 100 campers in there and they all have their water turned on at the same time. So they're all taking a shower or washing dishes, whatever they're using the water for, and all of a sudden they all turn their water off at the same time. It's doubtful that it could happen, but it could happen, and there would be a huge spike on the water line. So that's what this will protect you from. So of the two things that you really need to have in an RV to protect your RV is a pressure regulator and an EMS. Everything else is just kind of fun stuff. And trust me, there's a lot. I could give you a list of about 1,000 things that would make fun stuff. But these 2 things, must-haves in my book. So thanks for watching, and hope you have a great day. And look, it's raining. Yay. Imagine that. This is, I think, day 3 in Georgia. We're sitting here and it's raining. So we need the rain, but I'd like to go outside and play too. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy your RVing. Bye.